I'm livid, I'm pissed. So I'm just gonna rant and then just tell you the story. Hey, hi, hello internet, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing something super trendy on YouTube, which is a story time video. This story goes back to a week before we left to Cancun. If you haven't seen the Cancun vlogs, I will put a card up somewhere up here. Let's just address the elephant in the room. I had an ingrown toenail. Yeah, I know, super disgusting. So it's a week before Cancun and I decide to go get my toe fixed because, you know, going to the ocean, don't want it to get infected, don't want like the sand all up in my toe, and want my feet to look nice because let me tell you, that toe was disgusting. I've had an ingrown toenail in the exact same toe in the exact same place before, like 2014 I think it was. I actually vlogged the day I got the surgery removed, like back in December like 2014 in the cringy Christmas vlogs. The procedure did not work, so the stupid nail grew back again, or so I thought. Keep that in mind, that's like super important in this story. I'm an anxious person. Anxiety levels are to the highest at this point because I'm going by myself without my mom, who like I literally look to when the doctor used to say, what's wrong with you? I don't know anything about insurance, and last time I went to a doctor like this, I passed out. We get to the building because it was inside a building, and it's literally on the last floor in like the super shady, darkest corner you could ever think of. Picture everything like lit up and then that corner like pitch black. Basically where this doctor was. And we walk in there and it's like ghost town. Like you can see the tumbleweeds rolling in the front desk because it is the smallest, quietest, shadiest place of my entire life. My appointment was at 3. They called us till 4:05. So we're sitting there for an hour before they call me into the exam room. 1 hour of my life wasted sitting there anxiously sweating, drenched in sweat. So the nurse directs me to the room and then she's like, go in, the doctor will be right here. We go into this exam room and the AC isn't on in this place. I'm already sweaty because my anxiety is literally like melting me from inside out. So the doctor finally comes in and then I'm like, I have an ingrown toenail. And he's like, oh, can I see? He literally meant see. He literally looks at my toe. Yeah. He makes no contact. He doesn't put on gloves. Literally glances at it and assumes it's an ingrown toenail. The doctor tells the nurse, yeah, it's infected. We're gonna have to prescribe a medicine. We can't do the procedure right now. So I'm sitting there. Me and Valeria are like, oh no. So we just wasted our time. And he says, so you have to come back in a week. In a week? I'm literally leaving to Cancun in like 4 days to the beach where there's sand, bacteria from the ocean, and salt in the water. I look at the doctor and I'm like, I just have a concern. I'm going to the beach with my friends. I'm gonna be in water for sure. It's the beach. Like we're going to all these places with water. So he's like, oh. And then he glances at the nurse like, what the fuck do we do? As I'm sitting there, like, as they're staring at each other, I'm like, so what's gonna happen? And he's like, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem as long as when you get back to the hotel, you clean it. He gives me the medicine and then he's like, so your antibiotics are gonna be double strength. He looks over and then he's like, well, when do you come back from your trip? And I'm like, oh, I come back July 4th. And this person said, oh, I leave to vacation on the 4th. I mean, I have to get my toe fixed even if after I come back from Cancun. Like, this toe can't be like this. We set the appointment to like until I come back from Cancun. We leave and we pick up the prescription. Hold up. This is the bottle of prescription that I still have. I start taking the medicine right away, obviously, because I want the infection to like go away so I can do this thing, right? A couple hours later, like my stomach is like hurting to the point where I wasn't hungry. I didn't eat for like 2 days straight. It's 2 days before Cancun. I felt sick, so I made the decision to not do the antibiotics. He prescribed to me take 2 tablets by mouth twice a day. A total of 4 tablets. Each tablet is 800 milligrams. So I was taking 1600 in the morning, 1600 at night, 3200 in 1 day. Fast forward all the way to after Cancun. So in Cancun, like my nail was like perfect, like it looked beautiful. I feel like it was the ocean water who like did its magic and like cleaned it. No pain at all. So I was living in Cancun, like I had no trouble with my toe. So I come back from Cancun and it's July 11th, the day of my appointment. This time I'm by myself, literally by myself, because Valeria ditched me and my mom couldn't go. So I'm in there like a 12-year-old sitting in the waiting room waiting to be called without any parents. I'm emotionally prepared. They call me in and I'm happy I'm living. The doctor comes in once again and inspects my toenail. He doesn't touch it. And he says, yeah, so we're gonna have to do surgery. We're gonna have to cut the sides and we're gonna put you under in anesthesia, like 2 injections to calm down the pain, and we're gonna give you an antibiotics for after. At this point, I'm like, yes, like my toe is getting fixed. Then the stupid ass nurse goes out of the room, comes back and says, yeah, your insurance doesn't cover it. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean my insurance doesn't cover it? Like, it's covered everything else. It covers the dentist. It covers everything else. What do you mean? She says, this surgery is only $430 and your deductible is $500. Like, literally, I don't know what the fuck that means. I literally had no idea what she said. It was like she was talking in a foreign language that I had no idea how, like, I didn't understand what she was communicating to me. So I look at her and I'm like, wait, can you explain that to me again? She says, this was her. Yeah, I told you that it doesn't, your insurance doesn't cover it. I fucking get that my insurance doesn't cover it. Tell me why. I don't understand none of that deductible shit because I don't understand. I'm like literally 13 years old. So I'm like, okay, my insurance doesn't cover it. How much would I pay? She says, oh, it's $350. She had previously mentioned that the surgery was $430 and that's why my insurance couldn't cover it. The nurse interrupts me while I'm calling my mom and she says, so tell your mom you guys can pay $350 and everything should be good. I told my mom that exact same thing and my mom was like, okay, do it. So we hung up the phone and we're getting ready. She's getting the shots and everything and I'm like, wait, okay, so just to clarify, $350 is gonna cover the entire surgery. And she goes, what? I'm still sweaty because this place is still hot as fuck. They still don't have the fucking AC on. $350 is a total cost and I leave this place with my toe fixed. Oh no, that's just a procedure. What the fuck? I need a total cost. She calls the anesthesia, 2 shots, the antibiotic, time in the consult. She says it's gonna end up being $700. She lied to me. She said $350. She had everything ready. She was about to like put the needle in and I said, I can't pay $700 right now. That's an outrageous amount of money. Oh, so you don't want the surgery done? Obviously, I don't want the surgery done because I can't afford it because you dumb ass bitch just told me that it was gonna be $350 and not $700 ass bitch. I can't do the surgery or not because I'm gonna be in debt. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pay it. So she calls in her like supervisor in. So now the supervisor, doctor, and nurse are in the room with me alone. The 10-year-old sitting in this exam room. The supervisor says, we can call our manager and we can reduce the price. I don't want the fucking price reduced. Like, I want to get out of this place. At this point, I've been at this place for 2.5 hours and I just sat there. She says that's fine. And as she's leaving the room, she looks back to me and she says, it's gonna be $35 for consult. There was no fucking consult. Like, I sat there for 2.5 hours sweating, just sitting there on my phone, wasting my 4G LTE data while you dumbass bitch came in here and said that it's gonna be $35 freaking dollars. I pay the money, I'm like, okay, bye. So she's like, see you in a week. But as soon as I closed the fucking door out of that place, I ran and said, I'm never going back to your place again. I'm heated, I'm sweating. Fast forward to a week later, which was yesterday. My mom made an appointment in a completely new place, far, far away from that old shady place. We get to the place, we're sitting in the waiting room area. The doctor finally calls me in. So we get to the exam room and I start to freak out because I'm gonna try to find the closest picture of how the exam room looked. It was literally like from a scary movie. It was old. I have to go back next week for like a follow-up check and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you how the room was literally like, I was gonna die. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'm already here, let me just get this over with. And the doctor is like, pulls my chair back, like it is like one of those old wooden chairs that don't even go up electronically. My feet is like in the air like this and I'm literally like, I can't see anything. He's like, you might not want to look. My mom is in the room, so like I trust that he's gonna do the right thing. So this doctor, he puts on gloves. As soon as he looks at my nail, he says, this isn't an ingrown toenail. You have 3 tumors. The worst case scenario comes to your mind because when you hear tumors, you think it's gonna be like something bad. Okay, so it's 15 minutes later, like I'm out, 15 minutes, he's like, you're all good. Like he just gives me like prescription and like what I have to do to get rid of this because it's still all crusty. I have to keep changing it. And before we leave, you know what the doctor says? Get ready for this because if you came in 3 weeks ago, this wouldn't have been that bad. 3 weeks ago, I was at that dumb ass doctor who overprescribed me medicine and was trying to get me overdosed. Oh, because let me tell you, the second time I went back, the doctor says, I have to prescribe you more medicine. I lied because I thought he was gonna get mad at me that I hadn't finished this because this is a first. This is a first. He's like, okay, so prescribe the same medicine, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. Let me just say that again. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And I look at him, and the nurse like automatically looks back to him because they know that they fucking prescribed me 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And I look to the doctor and I'm like, my prescription says that it was 2 in the morning, 2 at night, so a total of 4. He makes the most like concerned face you've ever seen in your entire life. Like they were out of words for like 5 seconds. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, I mean, okay, but like I'm over exaggerating because in real life I was like, I mean that. You gave me 4 double strength 800 milligrams. He was trying to fucking overdose me. So it all makes sense now. That's why my stomach hurt. That's why I wasn't hungry. That's why I was bloated. That's why I had stomach aches. That's why it all makes sense now because he didn't give me the right prescription. So he's like, oh, well, we're gonna lower down the prescription, but it shouldn't be anything. You already made damage. Like you were already gonna kill me. So might as well just give me some more medicine and end it there, right? Blast us out of that room, and I never saw his face ever again. Bitch, I never went back. That prescription is probably sitting there, or they probably returned that prescription like, what the fuck, he didn't take the prescription. Because bitch, obviously you were trying to overdose me. So that was it. That was my story of the time I almost got overdosed and literally found out a week later that I had tumors on my foot. But everything is back to normal, everything is good. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment because you feel bad for me and you want me to feel better. And that's gonna make me feel better. And I'll see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye!